everybody. Welcome to my Tireside Chat, where my phone's gonna fall over because it's too heavy for this little mount thing. Here, let's see. Nope. Stay. It's just gonna be crooked because it's kind of resting on. I'm driving this rental car. It's a Nissan Rogue. I don't like it. I miss my Honda. I'm just driving back from Sacramento. I've been driving what feels like forever, and apparently I've still got an hour and a half to go until I get back to Fresno. I'm tired. I did not sleep well. The hotel was nice. The room was nice. And what's funny, it was a Spring Hill, right? Spring Hill Suites. So I've stayed at those before in various cities. The room that I had at this one, it was laid out exactly like the one that I'd stay at in Salt Lake City. So like I walked into that room and I'm like, wow, I feel like I could be in Salt Lake City right now. This is so weird. It's kind of like, man, I was thinking there was some movie or something you could compare that to where it was like, I don't know, it's like the same house, but in different locations or different times or something. Same place. Anyway, it was a productive trip. I could have stayed the rest of the day. You know, it would have been. I basically checked off everything on my list that I wanted to check off, except I had taken, like, as an extra thing. I was doing extra stuff actually, more things than I had initially really needed to go for. I went because the main thing was I was going to upgrade their main conference room with the Yealink Teams conferencing room equipment. The UVC 84 with that's the model. There's like, I don't know, a dozen different models like that they're all kind of the same thing, but with very annoying slight variations to where if you're not paying attention to what one you're getting, it's like, oh, this one, oh, that last one you bought, oh, you bought that cool set of wireless microphones that connect to it, that, you know, you have the dongle that plugs into the back of the camera. Oh, you got, that was the 86 and you didn't realize it. This is the 84. This camera doesn't have the USB port for the dongle, so you can't use those wireless mics with this setup. So I had to improvise, which is fine. It worked out. I just wound up using, they had a Jabra wireless speaker microphone that just connected with USB. And I had a USB extension cord, and I ran it neatly under the table. It looked really nice. If I were gonna like edit my YouTube video, I guess I could do that before I upload it, but it's not too much. Just like paste a picture at the end or something. I mean, yeah. I never put much effort into these YouTube videos. Side note, all I do is I press record, and then when I'm done, I say, oh yeah, screw it, upload. And that's it. I don't take it home and put it on my computer and spend hours editing it. I don't have that kind of time. It'd be nice if I had that kind of time, and I really wanted to do that, but I don't know, maybe I'm just not focused enough. I'm just, not motivated enough. I'm just a horrible person, and I'm delirious, but I got my tea. Anyways, so I got the conference room set up. That's the point. I got that done. It was pretty cool, because they told me when I got there, the office manager, Zach, was like, I told him, I was like, well, I wanted to get this set up. He said, okay, cool, because we don't even really use that conference room. It just doesn't work very well. that, and then he had like a TV with, it was supposed to be like a little conference setup in his office with a little table where, you know, 2 or 3 people could have a conference call. And I was like, well, what about this? Like, I actually brought an extra smaller Yealing team system, you know, just in case it made sense to set it up, and in case I have time to do so. It was like, yeah, that'd be great, because I haven't really been able to use this either. So, but yeah, I had time to set up the big conference room. It was cool, so that it's, in case I don't put the video on here, or the picture, yeah, it's actually 2, they're like 60-inch TVs, 65, 60s maybe, side by side with, and then I've got 2 sound bars, because the room is about 15 feet by 30. It's a pretty good sized room. You would call that a medium to large conference room. It's a medium sized conference room. So yeah, with the 2 TVs, you could just do the 1 sound bar and it would probably be fine, but I had an extra one anyways, and then like the auto rotating camera on top of the TVs that I mounted on the wall. And then all of these systems have you've got a touch panel and then a PC that runs the whole thing. And you mount the PC on the wall behind the TVs. And I have to say, not that the whole point of this video was a review of the Yealing systems, but this is like it's like the 6th one of these that I've set up in one way, shape, or form, in different, not all the same models every time, but their instructions are readily outdated, inapplicable, irrelevant, hard to understand, misleading, and like 3 other similar things. And their support is practically non-existent. And there's just a lot of things like that aren't really clear. And even when I purchased this last round of equipment, because I think I bought 3 or 4 systems from this company out of Austin. I think they're in Austin. Whoa, dude, don't hit that big rig, that'd be bad. SHI, who was really good. They were kind of like an up and coming, trying to be CDW, and I haven't actually talked to them in a few months, but I haven't had a big, you know, round of stuff that I've had to order since then. But yeah, and those guys, you know, they were very familiar with this equipment, and were telling me like, oh, you know, this, if you want to get this system, then you got to get this microphone, blah 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 blah. Oh, they don't make that model anymore, you got to get this. But I don't think they even realized that, oh yeah, those set of wireless mics doesn't work with this one. And then the wireless mics, all the instructions you find, yeah, there's nothing that says anything about compatibility so much. I mean, it seems like Yealing is coming out with so many new models like every week that, you know, their documentation people can't keep up. It's all Chinese stuff. I mean, once it's set up, once you figure out how to do it, now that I know how to do it, but there's like 6 different things that you have to know going into it. Otherwise, you're going to waste a ton of time. Like, why isn't this working? The first time I set one up, it took me forever to realize. So it comes with the PC. I'm just going to keep talking here because I'm bored and I've got a long ways to go. The PC, that's got 2 network jacks on the back of it. One that you connect to the touch panel that you mount on the wall, where you control everything, and that network jack on the back of the PC powers the touch panel. And then the other network jack on the back of the PC is labeled Internet. But you don't actually plug that into the Internet. When you plug that into, like I thought at first, so you've got, it also, depending on which kit you get, it comes with Some of them do, and some of them don't. You need to provide your own. It comes with like a 5-port PoE. That's a power over Ethernet switch. I thought that, okay, and that has to, because all the other devices are PoE. So like the camera, actually, yeah, it is. You have the camera, and then the speakers, and then on some models, like the if you have wired microphones, those are PoE, and they all have to plug into that switch. Initially I thought, oh, it makes sense. They're on that switch, which is not connected to your main network. Actually, I made that mistake at one point too. I thought, well, maybe they all need to be, that switch needs to go to your main network, and then everything plugs into that. No, because, and nowhere in the documentation does it say this anywhere, but the camera in the UVC model line is a DHCP server. And it has to be, well, that's what I was told. And now this was like 8 months ago when I first set one of these up and was figuring this out. I think one of the support guys told me that it was a DHCP server. But I had it on our regular network, and I want to say like I even tried it out, like having my laptop on the same switch. You want to get in front of me, don't you? No? Okay, too bad. And I don't remember it like picking up an IP address from this camera. But however it's working, you have to have a switch, all the peripherals plugged into that, including the PC. And now I'm questioning myself. Yeah, all off on its own network. And that's like the only way that all the devices will see each other. Why is my watch going off? Goal complete. Oh, I guess I was walking while I was sitting here. Man, I'm good. Oh, my tea's nice and strong. I finally got a decent cup of tea. I couldn't find hot water. For my birthday, I have a hunch I'm gonna get a portable tea kettle for hot water. That's my biggest challenge when I travel for work like this, or just for vacation, is finding hot water for my tea. These are my struggles. When I go to a hotel, when I'm at home, I get up in the morning. It's the first thing I do is I stumble over to my kettle, boil some water, well, bring it up to 190 degrees, and pour my tea and steep my tea for 5 to 7 minutes and make my tea. And then I'll go to my computer, sit down and work or look at crypto stuff or whatever, play video games, or just sit on the couch in the silence in the dark and stare out the window until the caffeine kicks in. But when I'm at a hotel, I always know it's going to be a problem because they have the coffee makers in the rooms, and yeah, feasibly you could get hot water from those, but the water is going to taste like coffee, which is just it's no good. They sometimes have microwaves, and you could use the microwave to heat up your water, but you need something that's glass with no metal to do that. You can't put a paper cup into a microwave. I know I tried that once, I think when I was in Texas, and the paper cup starts to burn before the water starts boiling. Doesn't catch on fire, thankfully, or at least I didn't have it. I'm sure if you left it in there long enough, it probably would. And then it's like, well, you could go downstairs and find some hot water in the lobby, maybe, if they're serving breakfast or they have coffee out. I did that today because I had no way to get hot water in my room. So I wandered out to the lobby in my pajamas And they had coffee in a carafe, right? Is that the right word? Carafe. They had coffee, a couple different kinds of coffee, and they had one for hot water. I was like, oh, great. And I used that, and I made some tea. Goddamn water tastes like coffee. Why? What the hell's the matter with you? That's supposed to be for people to make tea, and you don't even wash. I mean, you don't wash it thoroughly, or you just reuse one that you used for coffee yesterday. I complained. I mean, I said something to the lady at the front desk. It's like, why? Why do they do that? It's supposed to be for tea. You don't want your tea, I don't care what kind of tea it is, you don't want it tasting like coffee. What, like I'm a lowly tea drinker, and maybe that's your way of like convincing me that I should be drinking coffee and say, ooh, this water tastes like coffee. That's pretty good. What am I doing drinking tea? That was the last little bit. So I got that. I drank it anyways because I didn't realize until I got back to my room, and after it's been steeping, and I was like, oh, screw it. I'm just gonna drink the tea anyways. And then after that, I packed up my room, and I wasn't gonna check out because the checkout time wasn't until noon, and I thought, oh, I'll just go to the office for a bit, and then I can come back and check out. But I had already pretty much packed everything, so I just got all my stuff and left. And then I thought, well, I'm gonna go. There's a Starbucks right around the corner. I'll just go in and get some hot water from there, and make some more tea. And then, for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe the water wasn't hot enough or something. That cup of tea wasn't that great either. It wasn't very strong. But I just went to this last Starbucks in Manteca. Manteca is a nightmare. Where I got off 99 and I don't know whatever street it is, but there's like every strip mall known to man in this one little spot, and 10 million cars. There was so many cars. I was trying to get to where the Starbucks was. It was like you had to make a right-hand turn and then immediately make a left, and the line for that left-hand turn lane like was backed up to the off-ramp. And so I went around it and to the other left-hand turn lane on the outside where there was only 2 cars. And that worked. That worked out well. I made the light, and then, I had to go past like the first little turn, but then there was a second turn, and I was able to go in there, and I eventually made it to the Starbucks. But there were so many cars, all the parking lots I drove through, there was nowhere to park. And there was like little side streets between the strip malls where there were cars parked on the road, and there were so many cars, like people who were pulling out of the parking lots, and it was dangerous. They couldn't even see. You couldn't see around these cars, so people were like almost pulling out in front of me and hitting me. What's the population in Manteca? 2 million? 99 sucks. Sean was just telling me, hey, look at this. Ugh. They got the little vibration strip. 99, they're doing construction here. I'm gonna bitch about this now too. They're doing construction here. Where am I? South of Turlock and BFE. And they've got, for some reason they've got like half of 99 closed off, and then they split. You got 2 lanes of traffic, and they split you. I'm in the lefternmost lane. They split me off, and you're behind these barriers into this one-off lane on the wrong side of the freeway, and the road's all messed up. And see, there's like what used to be the emergency lane that you're driving on, half of it, and the other half is paved, and they're unlevel. It'll probably be like this for the next 5 years. We were talking about this in our the IT meeting with the CFO on Monday. Just not about this specifically, but we were talking about, I think it started with high-speed rail somehow, and then that led into just California and Caltrans, and how awful Caltrans is, and inefficient. Like any other state, you know, a road project doesn't take 5 years to complete. Hard to believe. And I was telling him about my mom after she moved up to Washington, and she was telling me like 1 week about, oh, they're tearing up these intersections. It was like, I forget the name of the road, but it's after you get off of the 20 and you start going back south down onto the Whidbey Island. And she was telling me, I remember her telling me this, oh, they're tearing up these intersections where there were stop signs, and they're doing construction of some sort. I don't know what they're doing. And like 2 weeks later, they were done. They had turned them into roundabouts. And then I think I was going up there like shortly after that, and you know, drove through that. And I was like, wow, yeah, I remember that. The last time I was here, these were, you know, just regular intersections with stop signs. Yeah, but it took them like 2 weeks. If that had happened in Fresno, it'd be like that for 6 months. They wouldn't finish it, and they would just put like traffic cones to mark it off, and you'd have to go around somehow. And then they'd come back once a month and maybe like do a little bit of work, and then put the cones back up and mark it off, and you wouldn't be able to use it. And it'd be like that for 2 years. And it would cost the taxpayers $30 million to do one intersection. Our city councilwoman, it was Esmeralda Soraya, the last city councilwoman for my district. I went to like one of her meetings, and she was like touting the fact that, you know, as an accomplishment, they had gotten the traffic lights on Ashland between 99 and Fruit or something reprogrammed, and that had cost $15 million. $15 million to reprogram the lights. What is involved in reprogramming traffic lights that cost $15 million? Man, I'm in the wrong business, I guess. That seems absurd. Why can't those be? I mean, there's some archaic computer that there's like one 80-year-old guy who knows how to fix them, and they got to pull him out of retirement, and he charges $2,000 an hour, and takes a year to go through and reprogram these traffic lights. I mean, and it takes like a team of engineers to figure out the timing. I don't know, maybe it does. But $15 million? How do you justify that? See, and I was there like listening to this, and I don't understand it. Nobody understands. Nobody even knows this is happening. Right under your noses. Nobody knows under your nose. Oh wow, okay, 99 has cleared up slightly. Can I get around these trucks? No, I just need water. Okay, where are we now? I don't know, but I've been talking for 24 minutes. This is good. This is making the time pass a little more quickly. I don't know where I am. What does this say? Gateway Marketplace. Google that if you're watching this. And leave a comment. Leave a comment on this video telling me where I am. I just passed a Gateway Marketplace. It's just some sort of strip mall. Oh wait, there's something on the sign. Calwan? That's a putting yours in there. Calvin. K-A-H-L-O-N. Callan? Colin. George Carlin. It's George Carlin. He's a funny man, George Carlin. He's funny. Doesn't like talking about. Doesn't like God though. Pretty sure he's an atheist. Who is this that's following me? See, I think that's just a regular Chevy truck, but they've got like an antenna that makes it look like a cop car. So I'm gonna move into the middle lane. I think it's just a Chevy truck. It's probably the same one I just passed. Yeah, it is. Some lady. It's Friday, by the way. My goal here is, so it's 3:07 p.m. Hopefully. I'd say I'll be home. I gotta go back to the office still. I gotta go back to Clovis and get my car. Which I'm looking forward to. But yeah, so not only do I have to get to Fresno, but then I gotta drive from 99 out to Old Town Clovis. It's gonna be the best way to get there. Now I could take Avenue 9 to 41, or I gotta go down to 180 and across and then back up 168. That sucks. I might just go down Avenue 9 for old time's sake. And then I gotta get off on Friant and then take Knees or Shepherd. Maybe I'll take Shepherd. Can't hurt. But I'm looking forward to. Well, yeah, I wanted to get back to that. I'm just critiquing things this whole time. This car, this Nissan, the Nissan. It's the Nissan Rogue. I'm assuming this is a 2024 model. Dude, get out of the fast lane. Right there, Corolla. The Nissan. Thank you. There he goes. For one thing, not Nissan's fault, but the tires in this need to be balanced. It's really shaky. It feels unstable. It kind of feels unstable anyways. The steering wheel's got a little bit of give for a brand new car. Let's see how many miles. It's got 13,000 miles on it. And about, how many miles have I put on it? 300? Oh, I got a quarter tank of gas still. Okay. I should probably see how much gas I have. I'm gonna have to stop somewhere and get gas. Yeah, so it's like shaking. I don't know if it'll show in the video. Hopefully not. It's like shaking. But it may just be that the tires need to be balanced. Another annoying thing, the key, it's smart enough to be a wireless key to where you get in the car and it realizes that you're in the car, so you have to have the keys near you to push the button to start the car, but it's not smart enough to unlock the door automatically when you walk up to the car, like mine does. My Honda's 9 years old now. My Honda does that. You walk up to the car, it knows you're standing there, and it unlocks the driver's door for you, at least. Not all the doors, but the driver's door. Maybe there's a way to fix that. The other really annoying thing, when I first got in, I put some stuff. Actually, I put one of the back seats down because I had so much stuff in the car, and then I put my backpack on the passenger seat, and it was complaining. Actually, it was complaining from the looks of it. It said rear that there was people sitting in the back seat and they weren't wearing their seatbelts. And I was like, okay, well, it'll go off eventually. So it was beeping, 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 beeping for, I don't know, a solid 2 minutes as I was driving away. And I stopped, and it finally stopped. And I was just going from the office up to the Sprouts on Herndon. So, it was like a 2-minute drive. And then, but then it started up again. I was like, oh God, it's going to do this the whole time. So I had to put the seats back up and rearrange everything so that there was nothing on the seats and that the seats were up. And so I wasn't thinking that there was somebody sitting there that needed to put their seatbelt on. Although, then later I was thinking, well, maybe it was because my backpack was in the passenger seat. But it didn't say that. It has a little symbol on there when it says, it seems to show which seat it is that where someone's sitting and they're not wearing their seatbelt. And it said rear, not the passenger seat. So, I just, to be safe, I put my backpack on the floor, because my backpack is pretty heavy. It weighs, as much as Dean. It's a small child. So that was annoying. Yeah, this must just be a really base model. It doesn't feel very ballsy. I don't know what engine is in this, but to do 75, I feel like I have to really keep my foot on the pedal. Hey, I caught up with Debbie Root again. I stopped to get hot water. I was driving behind her earlier. It's the Fresno Music Academy car. I was driving, right after I left Sacramento, I was driving behind her for 30 minutes. And then I finally pulled around her and drove off. She doesn't know who I am. Hi. Oh God, she saw me waving. She veered into my lane. She's probably like, who the hell is that? And she was trying to look and see who I was, but I don't know if she would know who I was if she saw me. I think I've actually seen Debbie Root in person once in the past 5 years. That was when, we were having Kaya Ray go to the Fresno Music Academy for voice lessons for a little bit. Anyway, but that was an odd coincidence. I took a picture and sent it to Danielle. It's like, look who I'm driving behind. She's like, what the hell? Was she in Sacramento? I'm like, no, I'm behind her right now. We were driving very slowly at the time. There was a lot of traffic. I keep hitting traffic. I don't know if it's just because it's Friday. It was like that going up there too. Yeah. One of the downsides to California. It's just traffic. It's not like Florida, where you just do 100 miles an hour all the time, everywhere. There was that one trip that we took to Florida where I drove all over the state. Now it's forever my impression of Florida. There's no cops, and everybody does 100 miles an hour on the highway, all over the state. It's a beautiful thing. I do like that about Florida. Okay, I've been talking for 35 minutes. Where are we now? Oh, I see a McDonald's. Chowchilla! I made it to Chowchilla. God be praised. about to get sprayed with pesticide by an airplane. Yep, that's what that is. Off to the side over there. Hopefully I can avoid getting cancer. And let's see, I'm running out of fluids here. This is not good. I got one little sip of water left. That's it. I got this. Backwash. A little bit of backwash. Oh. That's what I think of that. I already watched YouTube for like an hour until I couldn't anymore. Yes, and when I say watched it, I wasn't really watching it. I was watching the road. I might glance at it every now and then. I was mainly listening. I'm an excellent driver. I don't know if anyone's ever going to watch this whole thing. I make some of these recordings, and I thought I've made 69 of them. And I was sitting at the computer over the last 3-day weekend. Last weekend, which was a 3-day weekend. And going through a bunch of old videos. Well, I had a lot of videos to go through, so maybe it was that. But, yeah, there were some of them where it was like, oh, it was an old Tireside Chat that I never uploaded because I made it on my GoPro. And I'd watch through it for like a couple minutes. I'm like, oh, that's what I was talking about. And that was like a year and a half ago, talking about what was going on at that time. Okay, on to the next video after like a couple minutes. Maybe someday I'll go back and rewatch some of those. But it's kind of cool because it's a living journal. Stop it. What else happened? I was watching this one Crypto John guy that I like, talking about crypto. He was talking about some other new crypto this morning. Was it this morning? Yeah. And I thought, the last one he talked about, I bought some of, and then it like doubled in price within a day or two, and it's still going up and doing really well. And there was another one, and I like this guy, and he seems relatively honest, and he knows what the hell he's talking about. He's not just a fanboy. And he announced another one this morning, and I'm forgetting the name of it. But I thought, oh man, I'm gonna go get into another crypto. Like, I don't have time. Like, I gotta sell some Caspa or something. Just like a half of 1% of my portfolio is what it would wind up being. And then I gotta transfer it, and it's like work, and I'm busy right now. How many more of these I'm gonna do? And then I checked that one by like 6 hours later. Yeah, and it had gone up like 30%. Of course. And because I didn't get into it, watch like tomorrow it'll have like tripled in price or something. Like, I just missed out on thousands of dollars. I missed out. That's the thing about cryptocurrency, is the constant fear of missing out, and FOMO, and you can't be emotional, which is really hard for some people to do. It's really hard for me to do, even when you're aware of it. You're like, I'm making logical decisions. I'm going to do this. It's going to be very calculated, and you can't be emotional about it. I'm not going to be emotional about it, but you still can't help it. You're like, oh, you look like a week later, oh, I was going to buy some of that. Oh, look, I missed out. It went up 5%. Or blah, 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 blah. I missed out. Or because you think you're going to miss out on something, you buy into something like, well, it's going up, and then it plummets. And you're like, well, that was stupid. In hindsight, I should have known better. I know better than to do that. Well, you do it anyways. Yeah, it's, the whole crypto thing, is it akin to gambling? Maybe a little bit. But I'm not a gambler. I don't like gambling. But it probably shares some commonalities. In some sense. Yeah, it's a get rich quick scheme. Well, this guy's got the right idea. Why are we slamming on our brakes? Yeah, no. Get in this lane too. Avenue 20. Did I pass 152? Let's see, where's Avenue 20? Is that north of 152? Oh no. Lanes are merging. 31 miles to Fresno. Look at this person. The 300ZX. 10 car lengths in front of the next car. Between them and the next car in front of them. God, I'm thirsty now. That tea really helped. Well, it's been 41 minutes. Should I stop recording now? I think I've run out of things to talk about, obviously. I'm just rambling nonsense at this point. At first, I had some things to talk about. And no one's going to watch a 41-minute video. 42 now. No one's going to watch this. Maybe my dad will. He's recovering from surgery. He's probably just laying around the house with nothing better to do, so I wouldn't blame him for watching a 42-minute video of me just rambling about nothing while I drive back from Sacramento. It's not that exciting. Let's see, what else did I do? I may as well talk about that. So yeah, getting back to what I was originally talking about 30 minutes ago. So I set up those two conference rooms. I set up the main conference room. I set up the one in the office manager's office. And then I brought 3 replacement computers that I just stacked on a shelf that they can swap out if they have any problems with their other computers. And then I brought one of the nice new engineering workstations that I just imaged before I brought it up here, but I hadn't put the graphics card in it yet. And I had intended to put, I had an RTX 4090, and then I also brought a 4070. I don't know why I brought both, but I was just bringing too much stuff just because I wanted to be overly prepared. But I brought that machine, and I told Zach, the office manager, it's like, hey, if you guys could use, an extra machine like at a hot seat with it's a high-powered machine with like a high-powered processor. It's the AMD Ryzen 9 7950X, and then like with a 4090 in it for engineering. If you guys have to do some rendering or something like that, it would be awesome for that. And any one of the users in the office, you can just go sit on that. They can log in with their account and run AutoCAD or whatever else. If they need other programs installed, call the help desk, or if you have to, call me, but really call the help desk. They'll remote in and install whatever you need. You guys can use that, and it'll be great. And like I said, I had imaged it, and so that was the last thing I was doing this morning. I'm like, okay, I did all that other stuff. That's great. I'm gonna hook this up at this one desk. Really, dude? I know, I'm just randomly gonna say that all the time. Yeah, so I opened the case up, but I had to get the little the PCIe connectors, the the power connectors. And I had to route those through around the motherboard from the power supply. So I had to take the side panels of the case off, do that, put the 4090 in there. Didn't seem like it was like going in really well, but I got it in, and then this is like the third of these. No, this is the second one of these computers that I've put together. The other one is at my desk in the Clovis office. It's not the one I'm using, but I've got it behind my chair, my little workstation there, and I'm like using it for testing and stuff. Anyways, I put the graphics card in there, and it's fine. Everything powers up, looks good. Well, I hook up all the monitors and everything, power it on, and one of the screens come up, and it's just like scrambled. I'm like, oh, that's weird. That looks like maybe like the video card is like either the monitor's dead or the video card's not in all the way. So I power it off, and then I pull the card out, and I was like, yeah, I don't think it was quite in all the way. And I try and reseat it, but the way that that 4090 is in that case, and then the way the motherboard is, where the slot is, it doesn't quite go in all the way very well. But there was a second PCIe slot for another graphics card. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll try that. I'll just move it to this other slot. And it looks like it'll go in there a little bit easier than the other one, which it did. Powered it on, same thing, scrambled video. And I'm like, oh man, maybe don't tell me that 4090 is malfunctioning. The thing's brand new. And so this guy's wanting to do 90 miles an hour. Dick, truck. Yeah, fine. You know you want to, go ahead. I'm just waiting for him to move over. No. Anyways, so I was like, well, I've got that other 4070. I'll try that card. Process of elimination, right? So I pulled out, that one was still in the box. I pulled that one out of the box and put that one in there, and same thing. Okay, so something with the motherboard, I don't know. So I sat there and I kind of looked through, I plugged it back into the onboard video, which was what I was using initially in Clovis when I imaged the machine. It was working fine. And so I put in the onboard video, and it works fine. And I'm going to the BIOS and messing with the settings, and I was like, man, I've been messing with this for 30 minutes now. And it was almost noon. I still gotta pack up all my stuff in the car, go get lunch, and then get in the car and drive back for 3 hours. And this was just kind of a nice to have thing that So yeah, I decided just to. I was like, well, I'm just gonna pack it up and take it back with me. I'll mess with it when I get back to the office. I may have to send it back or something. I don't know. It was weird. I mean, I spent a few minutes Googling it. Didn't see any obvious references to anyone who was experiencing the same issue. So, oh, look, I'm already at Madera. 4th Street. Cool. So, anyways, and actually it worked out, because then I had another conversation after that with the office manager, and after I told him what happened, I was like, man, this is weird. I never really, you don't see that too often, where it's just you put a GPU on a new motherboard and the video's scrambled. I mean, yeah, that's what that sounds like, because the PCI slot's not in all the way or something, which is something I want to say I haven't seen happen since the early 2000s. So I don't know what the problem is there, but it works. I have this exact same setup and the exact same machine at my desk, and that one's been fine right from the get-go. So anywho, what we talked about doing instead was, which makes sense, because they could use a high-powered machine for some of the stuff that they're doing in that office, but also their problem is they're trying to work with AutoCAD files, some of them that are really large, complex, and they make references to other files across their VPN tunnel to our office. and it's just the latency and the lack of bandwidth is really slowing them down. But I told them, I was like, because they were like, this other user, Tim, who's remote from, I think he's in Idaho, we're working with him, and he's doing some of the same stuff, and the things that take us like 2 hours to compile, he does in 10 minutes. And he's remoting into this system in Fresno, Clovis. It's Fresno. And I'm like, oh, yeah, he's these new rack mount workstations that I set up. I got him set up remoting into one of those. Maybe we should just have, I've got like 5 more of those that are just sitting offline. We could just I could do this like next week, just set it up so that 1 or 2 or 3 of your engineers here could just remote into those and do some of that more complex, bandwidth intensive tasks. And then, just with remote desktop. And then they could minimize that while that stuff is rendering or whatever it is that they got to do. So those things are similar machines. There were I think those were also the AMD Ryzen 9 7950Xs. Or just maybe they were just 7950s. They might not be Xs, but still, for just single-threaded AutoCAD functionality, I think it's a lot better than the little HP Mini Zs that they're using there. And then those have which graphics cards? I think they're the RTX A4500s. But yeah. Anyways, but the main thing is that they're on the local network where the file servers live. Okay, I'm getting close to Avenue 12 now, and I'm hitting traffic. It's 3:33. I've been recording this video for 52 minutes. I'm gonna blow my brains out. People don't know how to merge. Every time you gotta merge. Yeah. I just want to go home. No. You people suck. See? My God. You're all children. Bunch of children. They don't know how to merge. Nobody wants to let anyone in. And then everybody goes as far as they can to the front of the line. Yeah, I'm getting out of here. Maybe. Go. Let's see. There we go. Whoa! You really got to put that gas pedal down. It finally responded. Floored it. Up to 35 miles an hour. Oh. Are we having fun yet? I think Sean was right when he was telling me that, you know, he had to drive from where he is in Whidbey Island down to Eugene, and it was a 6-hour drive, but at least it was interesting. It's not like driving through the middle of California down 99 or I-5, where it's just nothing, and traffic sucks, and the roads suck. Everything is under construction. Actually, you know what this is probably, well, at least right here, this is due to high-speed rail. They've got the whole middle of the highway ripped out, and you're on like these makeshift roads. Everything's torn up and crappy. You gotta merge here. Oh, low fuel. Low fuel, but I can still make it 76 miles. I got an eighth of a tank. Okay. 76 miles, and I've really only got 25 miles to go. I'm gonna take Avenue 9. Why? Why are we slamming on our brakes? We're doing 45. What the hell? There's nothing here. Who the hell? There's no merging. There's nothing. Go. Just go. Idiots. Okay, I see the giant trees. That means Avenue 9 is coming up. I'm getting the hell out of here. Oh my god. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Ugh. 99 is the worst. This is why I hate driving to LA. I mean, yeah. Yeah, driving to LA from Fresno. Once you get past LA, then it's nice. And it's been forever since I've driven down there, though. Yeah. Southern California is a little different. And driving through Bakersfield. I was watching Friends last night in the hotel room, just like trying to find something to wind down, fall asleep to. And it was the one where Chandler and Monica had just gotten engaged and they were going to get married in 2 weeks. And they go to, I think it was Vegas, to see Chandler's dad, who is a transvestite, and she's a lounge singer in Vegas. And at the beginning of her act, she's going around, she's like singing, and then she's going up to people in the audience going, "Where are you from, sweetie?" And one guy says, "Bakersfield." And she's like, "I'm sorry," like she didn't hear him. He said, "Bakersfield." And she's like, "No, I'm sorry that you're from Bakersfield." Like, that's pretty good. Is this Avenue 9? Damn it. I think so. If not, I'll get right back. See, I was talking. I wasn't paying attention. Yep, this is it. Yeah, us smart people get off here, see? Yeah, see? Yeah, see, you like that? Eh? Smart people. Street smarts. Street smarts. Maybe. Well, immediately come to a stop. Waiting for some guy to turn left. He's never going to get to turn left. Wow. Now, see, I got off on Avenue 9 and made a left to go east towards 41, and then immediately confronted with someone trying to turn left to go onto 99 North. And there's a long line of cars, people trying to, wow, coming from 41 this way. Okay. Past that now. Man, I have not taken Avenue 9 out here in many years. Probably since when I was still working at Barracuda, maybe. I mean, I used to take that all the time because I would leave from the Fresno office and, in North Fresno, and then go up 41, and then it's the Valley Children's Road. Now there's an overpass here that you drive over right next to 99. That's where the high-speed rail is going to go. goes over where the train is. Wow. And I guess there's just the regular train goes under there now. Yeah, because there were train tracks. You used to have to wait right there. Sometimes you'd be like, oh, Avenue 9's great. I'm saving a ton of time. And then you hit the train right there before you got to 99. Oh, I've been talking for an hour. Yay! We've reached the 1 mile mark. The 1 hour mark. I'm losing my mind. Do I still have water left? That's my problem. I haven't been drinking enough water. I'm dehydrated. These almond trees out here. I think these are almonds. Yep, that's right. Central California, where we're starved for water and we're constantly in a state of drought, but we plant the thirstiest possible crops that we can. Oh, here's the other railroad tracks. Okay. Right. Well, it's a little bit further down. So this is the regular railroad tracks that I just drove over. And the high-speed rail is right there next to 99. I knew that for sure. Because it looks like at points it goes like in between the northbound and southbound lanes on 99. Or that's where it's gonna be in the year 2040. That's never gonna get built. It'll get built, but then it'll cost you $200 to go from Modesto to Fresno. It'll be interesting to see if and when, how that ever takes place. And there's a bunch of bugs out here. Yep, this car is going to be covered in bugs now. It was clean up until this point. I didn't hit any bugs. I mean, there was a few, but now there's a ton of bugs out here. Driving through the ranchos. Madera Ranchos. Blah. It's amazing that my battery is still good. It's been recording this whole time. Yeah, I got a new phone. I talked about that previously. Now, as soon as I said that, I realized that. Just a reminder, I got a new phone. It's the Apple iPhone 14 Pro Max, as opposed to the 15 Pro Max. So it was cheaper, and it was essentially the same as far as I could tell. The battery life is much better than my last phone. That old 8 Plus. Which is still doing okay. I have it with me. I gotta finish. I still haven't transferred all my stuff. I've got so much crap, so many logins and multi-factor authentication. It's a lot. You'd think like over this last 3-day weekend I would have sat down for like a few hours and gone through all of that stuff. It's just a chore. So instead I'm just like keeping both phones with me at all times. I already had to do my taxes last weekend. Give me a break. It's too much. It's 3:44, 3:45. Go back to the office, drop some stuff off, move everything to my car. Should I stop and get gas? Should I stop and get gas? Probably need to ask Katie. Yeah. Why are we stopping? Oh no. We're gonna drive 30 miles an hour. Move everything to my car. I'm gonna be very grateful to be back in my Honda. I don't like this Nissan. The seat's not very, it's okay. No power seats. It's just real simple. Yeah, it's a base model. The shifter is weird. What is this? get this weird. Can you see that? Probably not. I'm sorry, I can't really pay attention. Oh, that's great. I'm gonna put my phone back and that's not gonna work, and then I'm just gonna have to stop the video. Yeah, like what is this shifter thing? It's a little electric, and then you gotta like press a button to put it in park, and then you like push it. It's like a fake wannabe shifter. I don't like it. And you got paddle shifters. This whole time I haven't used the paddle shifters. Maybe I should try that. Oh, seven speeds? I'll put it in fifth here. Fifth, so I'm doing 60 miles an hour. Fifth gear. And it's at like 3,200 RPMs. Oh, and then it just shifted for me. I didn't ask you to shift. I'm using the paddle shifters here. Okay. Okay, so, and then it just put itself back in drive. Why? What's the point of using paddle shifters if you're not gonna let me, like I want it in manual? That's just stupid. Like I can use the paddle shifters, but only temporarily. Can I go into fourth? Okay, I'm in fourth. Well, that's loud. Can you hear that? Sounds kind of cool. It's meaty. Okay, it's still in fourth. And it hasn't put itself back into drive. Put it in fifth. Maybe it's like, as long as it's above a certain level of RPMs. It's at 3,000. Yep, then it just put itself back into drive. Then I can just, no, but then I can just hit the paddle shifters. Man, I should have been doing this the whole time. Oh, put itself back in drive. It's like once you're in the gear that it thinks you're supposed to be in, well, no, that doesn't make any sense. There's some logic to it. I'm gonna do that at fifth, just to speed up. Okay, now I'm going down to fourth because I want to slow down a bit without hitting the brakes. There we go, because I'm taking this turn around Valley Children's. I'm almost back to 41 here. Thanks for sticking with me this whole time. I really need the emotional support. So as long as I'm in fourth, it's staying in fourth. Wow, there's all these new buildings out here. I haven't been out here in forever. I know you can't see any of this. What's this button here doing in the corner? I'm afraid to press it. Okay, I was gonna go back and drive. So now I've slowed down to 20 miles an hour, and it's still in fourth. It's only when I'm in fifth that it automatically decides to go back to drive. So fourth. I was in third, and I went to fourth. And I'll go to fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drive. Interesting. Okay. Rolling down Highway 41. Lord, I was born a rambling man, trying to make a living and doing the best I can. When it's time for leaving, I hope you understand that I was born a rambling man. my throat. Yay, I'm back in Fresno. Now I gotta go to Clovis. Woe is me. Whoa. Whoa. I'm just gonna get off of Bryant right here. Oh, the river looks beautiful. Sorry you can't see any of this. There's the San Joaquin. Nice, there's the bluffs. It's February still, so everything's nice and green. Oh. Yeah, my neck's starting to hurt a little bit. Went for a run this morning at the gym. Just did a quick mile. It's good, it helped me get going. Almost to France. Turn signal would be nice, dude. Turn signal would be nice. Come again? I said a turn signal would be nice. Okay, actually I can probably just Herndon would probably be a better way to go. Probably should have gone down Herndon, actually. But no, I'm gonna go up to Shepherd for some stupid reason. Oh. I did not sleep well at the hotel. Did I mention that? Oh, look, the light screen. No, I don't think I did. I didn't think I was going to be that tired. God, am I going to go up to... Look at all this traffic. It's only not even 4 o'clock. Yeah, I should have just gone down Herndon. All these North Fresno people. I used to live in North Fresno. What am I talking about? It's a derogatory statement. Damn North Fresno people. Robin, you were one of them for a long time. Actually, I wasn't. It was my parents, technically. And that was like 25 years ago. But no, I did not sleep well last night. I think I slept from like 10 to 1:30, and was awake till 2:30 or 3, and then I slept until 4:45, and I tried to go back to sleep, and I woke up at like 5:05, and I was like, yeah, that's good enough. My Fitbit said I got a 79. Which is, I never get a 79. Lately, I've been getting a lot of like 85s to 88. I used to get 90, 91, 92 all the time, pretty consistently, my sleep score. But since I started taking these other supplements that have B vitamins in them and everything else, it's been good because I've been more alert during the day, regardless of, for the most part, regardless of how I slept. But God, this traffic, man. I know, none of this is even worth watching anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off now. I made it back to Fresno. So, if you're still watching this, I don't know what to say. I hope you find something better to do. Have a great day. Lots of love. See ya.